let me say a special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9 on the FM dial. Those of you who are viewing us via GBN TV, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20, good morning to you also, and welcome to another edition of To The Point. I'm your host, GT. I'll be with you until it's 10 a.m. this morning. Hey, folks, we have an open line edition for you this morning here on To The Point. Feel free to give me a call, 435-2041, 435-2041. Yes, there's an issue that you probably have that you want to, of course, discuss this morning. Feel free to do so. Yes, let's talk the issues. Let's hear about it. Just say, of course, problems that you may be experiencing that you may like to speak about. You probably have a solution to a particular issue that is going on here in the Spice Isle. And you will say, hey, I'm probably not getting through to anyone in authority. About maybe that one-on-one meeting. So here's an opportunity to express it this way. And hopefully that they will understand where you're coming from and bring a solution to whatever issue that you may like to speak about. Those of you out there in the diaspora, feel free also, 435-2041, add it to your WhatsApp account, and you can speak to me directly here in the studio. Let's take our very first caller for this morning. Let's see what this caller has to offer. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, GT, and morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Good morning to you, sir.
I want to continue on the conversation and some elements of the conversation that started with your colleague or first colleague this morning.
All right.
And it's time for a piece of news on some related to World Forestry Day, which was observed yesterday. And a video been released on the success, alleged, inverted commas, of what was done to the woven area in terms of the mangroves and so on. But in that video, one of the commentator or the narrator, if that is the case, I don't see video. I don't only hear. So I don't know if it's audio. It was a clip or whatever. But the person said Ivan was responsible for the destruction of the mangroves, and this is not quite true. Ivan may have played a role, but it's the policy of the administration over the years and the behavior of citizens, business people, and others that have had that place as it is. It's interesting that the video was funded by the EU through the OECS. And, every time I reflect on the OECS, they do quite a bit, but without foreign money, whether USAID money, Canada Fund or whatever, or EU, nothing is done. So we try to organize our society to please these people, and then when they come as tourists and so on, destroying our environment. And then they give us little tokens and say, well, fix up your forest or fix up your mangroves or something like that. And we think, like never see, come see, think, we have so much about that. We need to ask more fundamental question. What are we doing to ecology? The current heat situation could have been minimized if we wasn't so foolish to cut down our trees indiscriminately and also do other stuff like burn and that kind of stuff. So we need to really wake up. I'm not saying that heaven will come down, with some remedy for the things we are doing. So, and another topic, and I know I can't say for the whole morning, Haiti. In fact, the guy, the one, the Californian, he sang, his name is not coming to mind. Forgive me, I'm getting old. David Rudder. So he said, Haiti, I'm sorry. And I think if people really try to find out, they will understand the role of the United States. The United States didn't recognize Haiti after they got independence for 60 years. Do you know also that the British, the French, the Spanish, all of them have tried to, invade Haiti, exploit Haiti because of what Haiti represents in terms of, Haiti one time used to provide 2/3 of France agricultural needs. So Haiti having a revolution has been punished, continued, just as Grenada had. We are so blind we can't see that. Grenada had the first revolution in English-speaking Caribbean, and we are suffering the same thing, although on a smaller scale. Our eyes have been blinded. We still have to follow the dictate of the United States, regardless what we believe. A former Prime Minister said, when asked by Lou Smith one time, whether Uncle Sam would be pleased about a trip some Caribbean leaders was going to make, which he was going to be part of the delegation. He said, yes, I've got permission from Uncle Sam. So we need to really pay more attention and don't take the narrative. Haitians been described as eating Americans as way back as in the 18-something in the New York Times. All these things, if you find out how we have arrived to our impression of Haiti, it's not something that is healthy. And we treat Haiti like aliens, Haitians like aliens. We need to really embrace Haiti, because had it not been Haiti, maybe slavery would have been still in full swing. Thank you very much.
Caller, thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, and thanks for getting the ball rolling. It's an open line edition of To The Point for today, Friday, the 22nd day of March, and feel free to give me that call, 435-2041. There probably an issue that you're having, that you would like to discuss this morning or make mention of. Feel free to do so, 435-2041. Give it a call. Good morning to those of you via our social media platforms, especially those of you via the Facebook page. Good morning. Let me say good morning to Mary, Fitzroy, Harry. I see Harry is posting something. I certainly will get to that shortly. He's asking for some assistance. I'll get to that shortly. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Go right ahead, please.
We in Grenada have to start planning for the future, and not even for the immediate future, but the long-term future. Most of this planning have been done haphazardly in Grenada the past 100 years or 20 years. Now, why I say so, it is because look at even St. George's Town or the harbor. The harbor is there. We need room for expansion at the accommodation of people going to the port. So, recently, the government decided to remove the shops and them that are selling these goods, and they have nowhere to put them. The area are congested with big trucks that should never be coming into Grenada because the roads are too narrow for the trucks. And the shops on the side street are crowding up, taking up most of the roads. And this has become a very hazardous area where people or vehicles are constantly being bouncing. And one of these days, or more than one of these days, we may have more than one accident within a day's period. So we have to remove these shocks. So I'm not against the government trying to remove these shocks and put them elsewhere. But where are they going to put them? They can't put them by the Anglican school where they have this because they do this, except they remove the schools and put it more in out of the city. So we have to be very careful as to how we plan the expansion of the town or the development of the town. Look, they're trying to locate the hucksters or the people who sell on the sidewalk. They put them in an area where they remove the parking areas, and yet it's only two people, two stalls you will see there. Why then did they remove them? And the vehicles are crowding the street. And yet you have space by the Kentucky place there. You have vacant space there with only 2 people that buy the fish market. Is this good planning? I don't know if it's the police that plan there and they clamp in one who has a vehicle that are parked in this parking area when there are vacant place to park. Why do they want them to park on top of one another in the city? Now we have to start planning long-term planning for the expansion of the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller, and thank you so much also for your contribution. The caller that said that, the Port Highway, there are frequent accidents. I may not want to agree with you on that. I do, but it's very rare I see accidents in that area, in that particular area. As busy as it is, but I very rarely see accidents taking place there. Maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. Let me see if I can grab a couple of the comments. I'm seeing a Harry Noel. He's via the Facebook page this morning, and he said he's looking for someone to help him to buy some chickens for his farm. And he don't have no money to buy the chicken. He wants some help to help himself. And of course, he's saying that he's not been doing any work for the last, or been out of a job, I should say, for the last 5 years now. And if anyone is willing to assist him, here's his number. It's 459-9970. Give him a call and have a discussion with him and get some more information in terms of, assisting him if it's possible. 435-2041 is the number to call here on the program this morning. It's an open line edition of To The Point. You also have the option of calling via the WhatsApp. Same number, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line, entertain another caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all, sir. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make 2 observations. One, in agreement in the moving of the stores or shops on the side of the road especially. But I think it should be across the road, because I'm seeing, in particular on the St. Paul's Main Road, where someone has taken up a portion on the side of the bus stop, selling produce and so forth. Mm-hmm. And I think that should be a no-no. And a second thing, I'm calling on drivers to be honest in Grenada. You may pass, you may rush someone's vehicle, they're not around. Leave a note, so that they can contact you, so you all can sort out business rather than being dishonest and just fleeing the scene or so forth. So I just wanted to share these 2 observations this morning. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you also. Caller via the WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning.
Sir, how are you doing?
Not too bad at all. Go right ahead, please.
I tried yesterday desperately to get onto the early morning program with Innocent. An issue was brought up there, and I wanted to talk about it. And in the news on GBN yesterday, the evening before, there was a news item. No, it was the morning, sorry. But there was a news item in the morning too. It relates to an item that went the evening before, and I'll bring it up. I'll talk about it now. A gentleman about the behavior of the policemen, especially in St. David, has in their possession a warrant for somebody, a threatening person in the society, who had altercations with over and over men, have been to court at least about 5 times, he said. And there's a warrant out for the guy, which the police is not executing. And he been to a few other different police stations, even to the to a leading police officer in this country, and they are not responding to it. These are serious issues or serious allegations. And my line of reasoning relative to that, and I've been saying it for a lot of years, that if you're looking for the most lazy set of people in the country, one, find them in the police station in this country. If you're looking the word stupid, but I'll do it nice and say, if people you could find in the country, go look into the police force and you'll find a lot of them there. That's my response to that part of it. There's the other issue that I want to talk about. the government has now rebranded the CBI program. The acronym that is put for it, it's not clear in my memory actually. That was announced on the evening before, which is what you say, Wednesday evening.
It's now called the IBM.
Thursday morning, which is yesterday. IBM, right?
Yes.
Yesterday morning, there was a news item in which Roosevelt Scarrett, the Prime Minister of Dominica, come up with a proposal to of the 5 different countries in the Caribbean area who are part of that CBI program to come together, sign an agreement, so that they can, you might say, for when the United States is trying to put sanctions against these Caribbean countries for that reason, and the European Union at the same time. Now, my thing about that whole issue as it stands right now, because of the fact that Grenada has now changed the acronym for the CBI program, if you are now going to have to sign an agreement, Grenada signed the agreement relative to the other Caribbean countries, except that they're going to change the name. So when you have an agreement, everybody has to be on the same page to name, because if you're going to register, for example, a company, you have to have the definition of, so that if Grenada has changed the name of the program right now, and they have to go in agreement with Vincent, if St. Vincent have it, Dominica, St. Kitts, and whoever have it, so how would that work? So, and I'm yet to understand if the present government had a hint or so of the idea that Mr. Scarrett came up with before the name change was announced in Grenada. You catch the point I'm making?
I'm getting your point, sir. I'm getting your point.
There seems to be a little bit of confusion in my mind. And to me, the whole program could be derailed and disheveled if you have division among the countries, because that CBI program basically is a good idea, even though there was so much criticism by the
But sir, do you believe a basic name change? But I'm thinking, in my own opinion, is going along the same particular philosophy. Just basic name change, but I think along the same philosophy as all the other islands. Is because what they're doing.
It's the same philosophy, but you see what I'm saying is that the 5 countries are going to come together to sign an agreement to be represented. In the case of the European Union attitude towards this program, the United States attitude, I hardly think the United States make a fuss too much about it. But the European Union generally make a big fuss. I know for listening to them, criticizing, blacklisting and whatever, that kind of thing they call it. So I am wondering, I mean, I'm not a lion, so I'm saying just the logical way of thinking. I'm wondering if Grenada changing the name, if it would go along with a good, you might say, with that along with the other countries. Take care, sir.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, sir, also, and I of course appreciate your concern. 435-2041, we drew for a break. Let's take it when we come back. We take more of your calls. It's an open line edition up to the point this morning. Let's speak about the issue. I'll give you the opportunity to speak about the issues that is of concern to you. We'll be right back after the break. Don't touch your dial.
The agriculture. Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the big parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other, with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash and bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register before March 31st. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details.
The Planning and Development Authority of Grenada, PDA, is enforcing regulations to curb illegal, disorderly, and unauthorized development in several locations throughout the state of Grenada. The authority is concerned that structures mainly associated with vending are negatively impacting the environment, has undesirable public health and sanitation consequences, present obstructions to vehicle and pedestrian traffic, can become projectiles during adverse weather conditions, and generally affect affect the aesthetics of the nation. The PDA will work along with stakeholder ministries and institutions to effect the demolition, removal, and disposal of structures which fall in the category of illegal and disorderly development, commencing January 2024. In this regard, persons who vend in or occupy such illegal structures are advised to secure their personal belongings and have the structures removed ahead of the planned PDA demolition operations. These actions of the PDA have become necessary to safeguard and protect public health and the environment, ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens and visitors, discourage any future disorderly construction, and encourage compliance to regulations pertaining to physical development in the state of Grenada. This is a message from the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's to the point for today, Friday, the 22nd day of March. It's an open line edition this morning here on the program. Let me make a bit of a correction. I did say, did I say IBM or IBM? But actually, it is IMA, is Investment Migration Agency. So it's IMA. My apology if I did say IBM or the sort. My apology for that. All right, a bit of a correction there. Lost that caller 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number if you want to get on to the point this morning. Let's go over to the caller. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I wanted, GT,
yes,
how are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
I want to speak directly to the Ministry of Social Services for the seed program this month. Now, they put us in the stadium because they're doing repairs to the Treasury. The first month was okay. They had us in the entrance of the athletic stadium, which was good. This time, Wednesday, my God, they had us in the burning sun. You know, as you come down the bridge, the Green Bridge, you come down the steps to the stadium, and there's a first gate. It was like refugees. You know, when they're going into America, they stand up in this big barricade. That's how it was. People in front of the gate, people falling down, had to rush to the hospital. Seriously? Because of the heat from the sun. And as a matter of fact, they came late. They came after 9. When they came, there was a problem. They couldn't start giving the money until after 10. Right? So imagine all these elderly on that tent inside of that gate. They had them there. Plus the other people were outside waiting in the hot sun. After quarter to 12, Wagiti came and brought a tent. Quarter to 12, huh? So imagine you there since when? I was there since about minutes to 9. People there since 7 in the hot sun. They need to do something better. And when they start, because they have like this, like your name, if it's B, your surname, you go on a Wednesday. So I think they should continue with that. And they have colors with numbers. They have white, they have purple, they have orange. The white's supposed to be A to whatever. So that's the first day. But when you get there, they're not even starting with the white. They're starting with the other colors. So they need to do something better. Please, ministry, y'all do something better. Because it is true, people fell down. They had to take the woman to the hospital. And another man fell down too in the burning hot sun. So I'm calling on the ministry, please do something better for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. That's a number. If you want to be part of To the Point this morning, the open line edition. Those of you also have the option of calling in via the WhatsApp 435-2041. You could also send your comments via the Facebook page or via the WhatsApp also. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you, sir.
How are you? I trust all is okay with you. A couple of things here briefly. First, your first caller mentioned something which I think Grenadians have been taking extremely lightly. I mean, amongst many of the things he speaks about, quite relevant, but many of us do think, strangely enough, that they're not applicable to our case. He spoke and referred again to Haiti and the situation. I don't want to go into it. Haiti cannot be separated from the Caribbean struggles. What is happening in Haiti is unfortunate. But we always have to go back to the history. Why is Haiti as it is today? This is precisely one. It is because of the influence of powers, European and North American political powers. And to do that, I want to invite Grenadians to look at a document and take a note of this name, if you will, because I'm not here to go into the history of it, but I want you to read what people who have taken time to study Haiti say today, and have been saying for years about what is happening in that country. The name of the person is Jake Johnston, Jake, which is a shortened word for Jacob, his full name, Johnston, Johnston. He did a document recently. As a matter of fact, he wrote a book, but he goes around giving speeches and so on, succinctly, giving abstracts and so on from the book. It explains everything of the history of that country, even prior to 1804 when they fought the French and took their independence, acclaimed their independence, so to speak. It is important that we read and understand. And about CARICOM. CARICOM has been a cesspool indeed of some of the most incompetent, inept, improvisionists, bunkum babbling bureaucrats, bureaucratic paper pushers, and desk jockeys who seem never really ever to get in touch on what is happening and to face the reality of, and so they join up with whom? North American influences and European influences, the same set of people that have brought Haiti to what it is today. For what is worth, I urge you, Jake Johnson, and understand what is happening in Haiti today. Finally, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Telesford, sir. Oh my goodness, listen, I think I've spoken enough because there's something heating up inside. But I want to say this before I leave. I've asked you, Mr. Telesford, and another announcer on your radio station to try to seek research, get some information to feed to the people, to help the people to understand who the Grenada monarchists, who constitute, should I say, the Grenada Monarchist League. Have you succeeded anyway? You know that I continue to ask these questions, Mr. Telesford, because this to me and many other people is very, very important. We have just celebrated, quote unquote, 50 years of political independence. But yet we ruled by a king, a monarchy. This is the whole the confusing issue of it. Paradoxical, one may say. Ironic to a great extent. We are ruled by a king. We are told openly by the so-called Governor General, represented by the king, that nobody ever voted for in this here country. And now the Monarchic League or Monarchist League launched on the 7th of February 2024 and has a website which explains clearly the aims, objectives, and what they defend. And the media, the so-called fourth estate, doesn't raise the issue publicly, creating debates, references, seeking the people's views. It is extremely strange to me. And it only again unfolds and manifests the hypocrisy that we live in. Mr. Telesford, I do urge you and your entity among all. Or, another suggestion, invite people who have ideas about these matters so that we can come on the radio station and talk, put the matter, as a matter of fact, we're not coming there to tell Grenadians what to believe. No, what we want to do is to get there and draw the references, the bibliographical references, so that they themselves can sort for it and read and understand. The hypocrisy, the deceit that this country has been going through for 50 years. Somebody, the second speaker, spoke of getting together and talking about discussing and setting a chart for the future, so that people can tell the Grenadian people why it is important, imperative, that we seek a new direction for the country through a reconstitution, and for the first time establishing a nation, full independence. Not that we have to junk all our religions over the years, colonialists or not, but we have to understand who we are. It is time that we begin doing it, so we can teach the people what a constituent assembly is, as opposed to having a couple of lawyers, kings, council, and otherwise making constitution. They cannot make a constitution for the people. If they make it, then they have done it for themselves. And because of the it has created for them, they don't want to change anything. We need to open your God-blessed eyes, I urge you, and let mine be the goddamn ones. Mr. Telesford, do have a nice day with you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good morning yourself. 4:45 open line edition of To The Point this morning here on Classic Radio GBN TV. Good morning to those of you via our social media platforms. If you do have a concern or an issue that you may want to speak of, feel free to do it on today's program. 4352041. It's an open line edition. If you do have a contribution to make, you prefer not to call in, but you want to make it via message via the WhatsApp or via the Facebook message segment option, folks, do so. Let's take another caller, please. Caller, you're welcome.
Hi,
good morning,
Mr. Telesford. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you this morning?
I'm all right. I just want to applaud this administration, the NDC, for investing over $40-something million in our young minds today in scholarship. I want to say that's the way. I want to give the young people advice. Please don't let the devil rob your future. Remember, somebody responsible for all this amount of cash. So use your head and take what you get, brother, because that's a lot of money. And poor people involved in your shaping of your future too. Because when we pay a little tax, the government gets it to improve on health, education, better housing. So I'm so happy that they could see it fit to spend it on our young boys and girls in this country. And lastly, I find the big wall, they just look down on the small wall too much. With the rules, they can even maintain what they have. Look at what's going on in the big wall. You remember they put on us about plastic bag, no plastic bag. I thought it was a good move to cut back on the plastic bag, but to me, I get enough feeling that something passed for something, because you've seen plastic bags full force now. So I don't know what really taking place. But I find our leaders must able to make certain decisions for themselves, for the people too. You just can't let, people out there, they can't manage their own country, the people suffering, have to be running, people dying, and all kind of things, but they always want to abuse the smaller fish. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford, and how are you?
Doing pretty well, sir. Go right ahead with your contribution, please.
The last time I asked of you a request, I don't know if you made any follow-up.
I didn't have the time to follow up on it. My apology.
Okay, then. Well, I'm looking forward, because I'm very interested to hear how the Mercy Committee is comprised, how it has been chosen, and criteria, how they look at prisoners and different things. But more interesting, what I would like, if somebody from the Ministry of Legal Affairs, because I heard Mr. Christopher Nelson, the prosecutor, in regards to extradition treaty, he was in a little interview with GBN in the newscast, and he was saying that based on what extradition treaty says with a country, if a crime is being committed, it will be looked at. It will be very nice, very important, if someone from legal affairs as such, I don't know which ministry may fall, to come and explain to the nation all countries that Grenada signed on to with extradition treaties, and what are some of the impact criteria, what crime will fall under those things, I would really like to hear somebody from Legal Affairs or Foreign Affairs, whichever ministry, state all treaties that Grenada signed as it regards to extradition treaties. Because even this morning I heard Mr. Joseph talking about what might come up, the same three gentlemen, the youths, about they can be tried, extradited to the U.S., and the lawyer in an interview from the U.S. saying, based on the outcome of the crime as such, they could be seeking the death penalty based on the state where they have been tried. And he make reference, kidnapping and all these things being tried. So, try, GBN, get someone, maybe in your realm of things. Foreign Affairs, Legal Affairs, I even Mr. Christopher Nelson, and give a little detail. I really appreciate. I would like to hear some of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Folks, we due for a break. Let's take it. We'll be right back with much more. Stay with us here on To The Point.
The ministry. Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the big parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash and bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register before March 31st. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details. We've got exciting news for sports enthusiasts. The National Sports Policy is advancing and we're moving to the next stage. Get ready as the parish sports councils will be formulated in each parish, including Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The National Sports Council Secretariat takes the lead, starting discussions and organizing elections of officers. Be a part of this crucial process. Meeting kicks off on March 16th, 2024. Your participation matters. Let's shape the future of sports together. Be the voice in your parish's sports future. Attend the meetings and make a difference. Your involvement counts.
See you at the St. Andrew's Methodist School in St. Andrew this Saturday, 23rd March 2024 at 4 p.m. and on Monday, 25th March 2024 at the Bonaire Government School at 6 p.m.
Mr. mentioned at the wing high, then you have things like Manumos, Force Combat, you know. We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's To The Point for today, Friday, the 22nd of March. It's an open line edition this morning. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning via WhatsApp. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. JT.
How are you doing this morning? Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm listening to the callers, the last two callers, Mr. Rulo and the other caller. Mr. Rulo talking about colonialism and imperialism and all them things. I don't know if you understand the world we live in. Grenada is a small island almost in South America. If we were not a British English country, they would say we're living in South America. If we were speaking Spanish. Now, we're talking about imperialism. And laws and changing constitution and this and that. Our lawyers are trained under the British. That is the first case. We doesn't have law school of our own in the Caribbean. UWI was built by the British. Our education system is British. Mr. Rulo himself wants to speak better English than the Queen. He's talking about colonialism. I mean, we have to look into that. Our culture is based on a British system. We cannot even unite internally. When we get rid of the British law system, what system we're going to make? We're going to be fighting against each other from parish to parish, north to south. Are we ready for this anti-colonialism and the British we're talking about? And secondly, in case of the CBI, now all countries have a CBI program. They just call it CBI in the Caribbean. And if they want to change the name of the program, I listen to some callers. The leaders of those Caribbean countries would want to change the name of the program. They must consult a lawyer or lawyers before they talk about changing the name. So we can't stay on the side and criticize what we don't know. In terms of extradition of the guys charged for killing the two or accused of killing the two American citizens. Come on, it is common sense. We know the power of American imperialism. They're going to come to Grenada and the Prime Minister of Grenada have to hand over those guys to the US. With all the big thing they make about Maurice Bishop and ting on $50 bill. When the American ready to come for those guys, they have to give them up. We small, we don't start like we big. We cannot be singing like birds. We are a small country, and the way we just talk, it doesn't make sense. Also, there's a lot of things Grenadians could research it for themselves, and they're not researching. They could go and do their own research and find out a lot of things. But they're always waiting on government and lawyers and everybody to tell them things. There are things they could research for themselves. So I don't know. This anti-imperialist thing, we're a small country. We don't have no industries to say we're self-sufficient. We live in a world of modern technology. We don't have all those things. So what kind of independence we could say we're talking about? Trinidad is a republic, but they use the British High Court. And Trinidad is a wealthier country than Grenada. They're not giving up the British Supreme Court. But Mr. Rulo always bashing the British. It's not the British is the problem. The problem is us internally. Because the British, he is using the British language to the best of his ability. So why using the British language to the best of his ability if the British is so bad? The problem is not the British, it's us. We learn to love each other and create a system what is best for us. The King Charles have nothing to do with our problem. It's we're our own problem in Grenada. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. Caller, good morning to the next caller online. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Oh, yes. Good morning to you, GT, and have a great day. You see, GT, that is where the problem is. Let me say this. We always talk about small islands, small. We are small. My concept of leadership is you have to have knowledge. And you have to be strong on representation. In other words, there is no power in size of country. There is the ability, and that's the reason why you see Africa is in the mess. That's the thing. And that's the reason why you see the Caribbean is in the mess. Because we always feel that we're too small to stand up. And we have to get away from this thing. We continue to fight ourselves. Look, China was once the poorest country in the world. Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, they were very poor country. How did they get where they are, where they could loan us billions of dollars? They use their resources. They did not stay in what you call theory. They use the theory to get into practical, to create things. Yeah? We can't create anything. You know why? Because we keep arguing with one another and quarrel. Let us agree on one common point to shift the economy, shift the status of Grenada. Let's work together. When you give a good idea, to have things change so we could get this country out of the mess that it's in, people shoot it down. As soon as you get off the phone, they shoot it down. We got to stop this. We got to work together. The guy is right. We are our own enemies. Because we don't understand even ourselves. We don't know who we are. We don't know roles and responsibilities. So we just stay back in time. We have to stop this. Educate yourself. Use the education as a base. And think beyond what you acquire in education. Get out of theory. Get into the practical of doing things. So you don't have to depend on these large countries. I would like to advise our Grenadian people, let us find a common ground and agree to change this country to make our lives better instead of arguing it one another day after day after day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Go ahead with your contribution, please. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning. Go ahead, right ahead,
nice
please.
To go through around the neck, man.
Thank you.
Okay, GT, happy Friday. Anyway, I just want to bring up something that I think that calls for concern. And I would like Child Protection Service and also the social service to look into it. All right.
Caller, you there? Guess we may have lost that caller there. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, JT. How you doing, brother, man?
Not too bad, man. You go right ahead with your contribution, please.
Yesterday was St. Vincent Intercar. And I look at the whole thing and I was happy. You know, it was a good show. You know, they have a mini stadium and, you know, it was just good. Not as big as Grenada, but it was all right. But I noticed that they finished at 5 o'clock yesterday. I mean, there is no light in the stadium, so I guess that's why they finished kind of early. But we have lights in our stadium down here, and we finish around 9. But then we still have that problem. There's many people that met me and tell me how bad it was in St. George's, and they can't get transport to come up. And the busmen are complaining and say, you know what, they're not doing that. They have to drop people in day and so on, so they're done with that and all. It's just creating that problem that transportation in this country becoming a serious issue. And our policymakers have to sit down and see how they can tackle that, because it's becoming one of our biggest problems right now in this country. And we must sit down and discuss that, because it's not making sense. Busmen think that they control you, they own you, they work on and stop when they want. So you can't tell them nothing. If a Grenada's bus could leave and drop people up in Grenville, what's wrong with our Grenville bus? A Grenada's bus, they're walking a whole day pong in the road, and they still can drive from St. George's to up here and drop people. But our Grenville and our country buses stop or calling. My second point is that rats. Now the Ministry of Health go wrong and they're closing a number of restaurants in Grenville. They say they have to upgrade and they have to do this and they have to do that. But they're not looking at the issue that rats are running Grenville. I guess in St. George's too, rats are running there. We need to come up with a policy to hold those rats in them. Not go and close down businesses. The rats are living outside, under the culverts, in the drains and other places. And they will come out at night and climb the wall or find the pipe and go in people's businesses and hide this stuff and do what they have to do and create all this problem for these people that have their business. So the Ministry of Health is supposed to come up with a program to either poison those rats, set traps at night and hold those rats. Something has to be done with those rats in Grenville or St. George's, because they are destroying our business, our small businesses. They are biting the stuff in the night, and then the Ministry of Health come in and they say, you know what, we got to close you down. They need to find a way to hold those rats on the outside, under the culverts and in the drains and in the surrounding that is hiding. Develop a program and go and hold those rats and save those people from having to lose the this and the that and the flour and the this and the that, because rats are biting stuff.
All right.
All they want. Good night, brother.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. Go right ahead, please, with your contribution. Go right ahead. Caller via WhatsApp.
Good morning. Yeah, sorry for my WhatsApp. I was having a little problem with the internet. Yeah, GT, what I was saying now is that I happened to see a video last night, right, with a young lady, a mother, from the Roseville area in St. Patrick's, and she's calling her for help with her daughter, what she have, as we use the term, giving her hell. You know, lying about her age and like running away and stuff like that. And she said that she went to the Sotes police station twice and made reports about how the child is behaving. You know what I mean? So then when a mother could hit the media and make a video about her own child, that is to tell her that something is definitely wrong and she's crying out for help. I know you usually have the program, sometimes we have the police and people from the Child Protection Service. So then I would like them to intervene, get a video and try to meet with the mother and let us try to see if we could do something to help that child. Because we've been seeing the trend that's going on with sexual violence, and then we could also go back to Ariel Ebola, we could go back to what happened in Carrick with the young lady. All right, so then, you know, I mean, and to make that call to these people and them that we mentioned before, the Child Protection Service and stuff, you know, to intervene. Because when a mother have to take that far, you know, I mean, to come to social media and our own child, that is to tell her we have a problem. You know, the second thing I want to talk about quick, GT. Okay, I was listening to an interview with the guy that represents St. Patrick's, and I had a conversation last night with somebody inside the NNP. And they were saying to me that St. Patrick will be having 2 different candidates for election, and I was thinking. And then he said that Pamela Moses wouldn't be running. And then he said that Victor Philip, that's Bello, the colleague guy, he wouldn't be running also. You know, and I want to say to Bello, I listened to an interview with him, with Sheldon Scott, and I didn't hear him mention anything about his political aspirations and stuff. They talk about sports and everything. So I want to say to Mr. Bello this morning, Mr. Bello, don't let them use you this time. You're a good person. I know you. We used to play basketball together. I grew up around you. I know you very well. I know your family, everything. You know what I mean? Don't let these people and them take you for the ride. You know, Mr. Andal need help in St. Patrick's area. You could join with him. I know you got a good heart for St. Patrick's. I know you want to do the best. So I'm telling you, get on while it's early and join with Mr. Andal and let us develop St. Patrick's.
Thank you, Glen. You too. Have a good morning. Thank you so much. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part Alpha to the Point this morning here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Feel free to give me that call. And let's take another call. Caller via the WhatsApp. Good morning. Go ahead with your contribution, please. Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. Telesford. I heard a while ago on your radio. At first time I'm hearing that America is seeking for extradition for the guys. But let me point out to people that America does not extradite their citizens to any country in the world.
Okay.
Of that, and there's to extradite these guys to America. I have nothing against America, but principle is principle.
All right. Thank you so much, caller. Go. Oh, you have another point. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah. I have 200.
Seem to be having bad connection with you, caller. From time to time, we are losing you for some reason or the other. I'm not sure if it's your location, but we seem to be losing you for some reason. Go right ahead, please. If it's still continuous.
I am hearing you. I am hearing you. I am hearing you good.
So go right ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead, please, caller.
Oh, yes, right. I've been a Friends of the Earth more than I think the people of the Friends of the Earth organization have been. And I used to be a part of the Friends of the Earth. I'm not saying the actual organization we have in Grenada. I've not been to meeting for a few years now because I was away for a while. But that whole issue of plastic bag, from the time they came up with that initiative, I said that was a whole set of nonsense. You can't avoid plastic bag in this world. What we need to do is to control the plastic bags that come into our possession. I'll elaborate on that in our next time. But here another problem I've had with GBN for years now. That you put your death announcement on GBN and you never hear the final analysis of it. They might start off with the person has died that time. You'll hear it in subsequent announcement and you never ever hear it because they cut the death news so drastically for the longest while on GBN that people pay for the announcement, the death announcement, and you never hear the time the person is going to be buried. Finally.
All
Take
right.
care, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We lost that caller there also. 435-2041. We have approximately 5 minutes left before we take a wrap for today's program. Feel free to give me that call, 435-2041. And make your contribution on to the point this morning here on Classic Radio and GBN TV, 435-2041. Once again, folks, open line this morning, and feel free to call in and express your views, your concern, or of course you may have, of course, an issue that you may want to speak of. Feel free to do so. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Telesford, your indulgences for a minute.
Go right ahead, please.
One of your callers highlighted my name as being, and you know, my understanding of things, anti-colonials, anti-imperialists, of course, and much more than that too. Anti-segregation, anti-discrimination, all that you can. But you know something, Mr. Telesford, he went on to say, and this is a noticeable part of it, that what Grenadians must do to sit down and research and read and understand. Well, I want to tell you, good gentlemen, that's what I've been doing. That's why I'm anti-imperial. That's why I'm anti-colonial. Because I have read and understood the mischief and the lies and manipulation that nobody had. So precisely what are you talking? Just rhetorical question. You have a nice day, William, Mr. Telesford.
Have a good one yourself. 435-2041. Let's go back to the line. Caller via WhatsApp. You're welcome. Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Telesford. One of your penultimate callers said that he was a member of Friends of the Earth. I want to dispute that. That is not true. The only way you become a member of Friends of the Earth, you have to sign up. From here, never, as far as I know, so he's misleading the people. And then the caller who talks about we are little, we are small, and we should just sit down and bury our head in the sand. I think it demonstrates what I call that, for the most part, we are second-hand people. I'm not talking about class now, second-hand. Because we are saying that we should mimic, we should ape other people and just follow the dictates. We have agency as human beings. What we have to do is to reclaim our humanity as much as possible and assert ourselves on the world stage. And how we do that is partly with what he proposed, research. But then you have to know who you're getting your information from, because you could be getting propaganda, for information, which the American and the Western world is very famous about. So I feel insulted when I'm told that you should just sit down here and hush your little mouth, because you know the great powers are going to come and rule over you. And this tells me that how people make a big fuss about sexuality, homosexuality, and so on, and they're not even interested in calling out the powers that are misusing resources in war and wasteless enterprises.
All right.
We need to really wake up and smell the coffee. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
You too. Have a good one yourself. Let's go to the, of course, caller. Good morning. Caller. Good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Hello. Guess we lost that caller there. Let's try this caller via WhatsApp if it's available. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. Go right ahead, please.
Hey, GT, good morning.
Be brief, please. Be very brief.
Okay, GT, just a quick correction. A gentleman said that Americans don't extradite their citizen. This is false. All right. America signed the Geneva Convention. Is only the soldiers that they would not extradite to another country.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 52041. We may able to entertain one more caller, and I'm looking at the clock before me, and it's saying 10 a.m. Let's just entertain this final caller, then we take a wrap for today's program. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Go right ahead, please, sir, and be very brief, please,
sir. As far as I'm concerned, everyone, most of us, interpret certain things in the wrong way, and we come to the conclusion that what we interpret, and bear in line, underline the word interpret, not understand. Once we understand, we'll give the right concept. But when we do not understand and we interpret, we have a right to interpret how we, depending on our educational standard or standing, I don't know what to use. So this is what is causing the conflict among us, especially in Grenada. Everybody live at the Berlin, I know. And see what they know. They know little or nothing. And even they want to argue with men like him. I would call his name. I'm not saying that man know every single thing, but he most times be right. Mr. Rulu. I myself, using as I used to say, I don't know if I'll be right. I don't be always right. But I'm certain most of the time I'm right. But I don't like to argue. In other words, maybe you let the person bounce the head and then they will shake up themselves and get to realize that they made a mistake. Thank you.
Thank you also, caller. Have yourself a great day and a wonderful weekend to come. Hey, folks, that's how we take a wrap for this edition of To The Point for today. Join us again next week for more editions to come. Have yourself a good one, folks. Be good to yourself and others. Have yourself a lovely day. That's where I say goodbye.